Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today we're going to be working on the back porch, cleaning up the chaos and talking about what the actual function of my back porch is and how I use it as a versatile way to continuing my gardening journey. Okay, so I have to have just the generic back porch. You know, I live in a cookie cutter complex or cookie cutter suburban home, and pretty consistent, like every third or fourth house is the same exact floor plan. And so we all have about the same size porch unless you've paid for an upgrade, which we did not. And right now I just have chaos in here. And so what I want to start by doing, I want to do a general cleanup, and then I want to walk you guys through some of the aspects that are in here and some of the different things I've done to better basically better assist with my gardening journey, because certainly I just have some plants in here, but there's a lot of different ways I organize and set things up and use this for decorative purposes and lots of different things for inspiration that really helps me build throughout my gardening gardening achievements. I feel like I'm really like blah 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 on the words today. Let's start cleaning up and hopefully I'll get better on my words as we continue. Okay, so you probably noticed I don't do multiple takes on when I'm speaking. So I usually just go with what I say, and I just prefer that method. It just is more natural for me. And I find that the more I repeat things, the more I mess it up. So this works good. All right, so I do have a lot of plants on the front with some different shelves. I have a ton of mess back here, including some larger containers that I need to get moved out. Just a lot of cleanup stuff. So I'll go ahead and start with that and we'll go from there. During this time, I also have a friend in my neighborhood stopping by to give me an estimate on running a French drain all the way over here. My husband and I recently dug a trough back here to see what would happen if the water would actually drain out, because we have a big issue with drainage right in the middle of the yard. So this is the trough we did, and it certainly has filled with water. We just recently had a lot of rain, and you can see that it definitely continued out this way. So now we know that that simple idea will work, and so now I'm having out a contractor friend to get an estimate on how much it would cost to put an actual professional French drain in there. I will keep you guys abreast on if, you know, what we end up doing, how much it costs in the whole process, just for your own familiarization in the future should you ever need to do something like that. I started with all the digging, and my back is tired, y'all. So if I can afford it, I'm going to pay someone else to do it, because this all needs to go all the way across here and down to the side. So I just don't think I have it in myself to do it, but we'll see. It depends on what the price tag is going to be. But let's go get cleaning up. Okay, we are all cleaned up. Looking really good, actually. Got a lot of space. You can see I have a lot of cubby holes. So basically what I did, I needed better storage for the back porch. So I worked with these stones that I just got from like Home Depot and some boards. And these are untreated, or they might be treated. I can't recall, I apologize. And I basically just set up some shelves for myself that are movable and adjustable. So if I wanted to, I could go get additional bricks and go up higher. I could come out and do a third step if I wanted, which is really great. And I created similar ones over here that are much smaller that hold all of my plants. So they're two-tiered, and I have drip lines running to all those, which has been marvelous, actually. And then over here I do have a hutch that I've used for more decorative purposes in the past, but now that, you know, I'm I'm gardening every day. I need decorative, but I also need a little bit more functional. So I'm going to be cleaning that up as well. But the main point of these right here is that I want to put out all my seedlings and plants that I currently have that need to be planted so that, you know, they do get some sun they get a lot of ambient light during the day. They get afternoon sun as well. And they're all right here so I can see everything that is happening with them, as opposed to right now, they're over there, they're over here, they're over there, they're all over the place. And so I would like to have them all in one place to make my life a lot easier in regards to caring for the seedlings, making sure they're well watered, and making sure everybody's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start by getting those moved over. Okay, I am going to start with my little set of topiaries up here because they're super cute. And I do need to make sure that I rotate these over time so they don't get flat on one side. And I made these last summer and they were super fun. Had a good time. They've really filled in nicely. Okay, so that feels good. See, guys, I have a lot of stuff that needs to go in the ground and it's all been spread out. And this is way smarter and easier for me to just have a staging area, protected staging area, where I can see everything at a glance when I walk out here. Super important. Really need to get my dahlias in the ground. They are super malnourished. I have a lot. Toothache plant is blooming, but is getting eaten up by stuff. More coleus, more calla lilies, more caladiums. These callas over here are blooming. A lot of great stuff that needs to get into the garden. I keep meaning to show y'all that my lemon tree, my Meyer lemon tree, has a ton of lemons and is still putting on blossoms. We're going for a whole new round of blossoms right here. But still putting on lots of lemons. I really need to hit it with some fertilizer. Look at these. So sweet. My kids are just amazed. Now I will say a lot of the lemons some of them have fallen off. Not a lot of them, but some of them have fallen off. There were more. Getting some stuff down here on my petunias. Still really pretty. All of that is out of this one container. Very pretty. Okay, so this area is, I need it to be a little bit more functional. So I need to be able to access stuff quickly. Different fertilizers, tools, things along those lines. So I'm going to start by taking almost all of this off and then kind of opening it up a little bit so we can see what space is here, and then go ahead and start putting some of the items back so that it's easier to access. Now, a lot of my cactus I left out here over the winter and they died, so that's a shame. Okay, so I know there's a lot going on, but I really needed it as storage, and I really needed these things to be up. Like, a lot of them were tucked back in here, and I just would forget about them. This, it's all visual. It's all ready for me to go. I could just walk over here, grab my gloves, my kneeling pad, whatever tools I need. I can grab different fertilizers. My plant tone is a huge bag, so that didn't fit out there. And then I still have some fun decorative elements up there, which looks good. I have a bird's nest up here. I think they've all gone. Those mourning doves. But yeah. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is this planter right here is broken, so I'm going to pull that out. This is one of my hanging baskets, and it came down in some of the crazy windstorms we had. So I'm going to get that hung back up. And then I'm also going to use space under here to store some empty containers. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of twine to tie back this emitter line. So this is drip that I have running up to the hanging baskets. Just tie it back so it's not like hanging so freely. I'm going to move some containers in here that I would like to fill with some coordinating plants and such. I think would be really nice. I do have a rose right here that I'm going to bring over here to the side right here. And the main reason I'm doing this is because I don't want my dogs to cut through here. If I leave this open, they will cut through here. So if I have a collection of containers here, they will not. Well, they'll try, but they shouldn't be able to get through. So let me do that real quick. Okay, this has a rose, this has a peony, and the other three are open. And I do have access back here to run drip to them once I decide to get them planted up. But for now, I think that really does do the job to keep the dogs from cutting through that area. Okay, so got these two containers, one of which has dianthus in it, and the dianthus really does need to be cut back for now. So I'm going to come in here and do some pretty harsh pruning. These were out in the yard, so I didn't really pay much attention to them. But I think these will be really nice to fill with coordinating blooms later on in the season. Also has some daffodils in it. I think it had some allium in it too. Now over on this side, we have the lemon tree, which is here. And I also have a, what do you call it? It doesn't look very good, but a honeysuckle that needs to get planted. All right, and I have a little table back here. I'm gonna pop this container back there. It has an heirloom chrysanthemum in it. And I need to run drip to this. I haven't been running drip to the lemon tree because the water from here, from the hanging basket, comes down and goes in the lemon tree. So I just haven't really felt the need to do that. Let me rotate this a little bit so you can see all these blooms spilling over. They look really, really good. Okay, so it's actually the next day, and I thought about it, and I don't like these two planters here. So I'm going to move these and replace them with a couple of other planters and go ahead and plant them up to create more of an entrance in this location. So let's go over that. Okay, I've got these two planters in their faux, so they look like concrete, but they're not actually. And I did drill a couple of holes in the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and start by filling them up with soil. And I've got my favorite soil, which is the Burger BM7. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and add some plant tone. All right, and I want these to kind of be matching for either side of the patio. So I got some Eugenia Topiaries. I picked these up from Home Depot. Now, these are not, let's see, these are tropical. So they will die during my winters. So if you want to be able to keep them, you have to either bring them inside or put them in a greenhouse of some such. Okay, I feel like this one is a lot more full at the base. So I am going to come in and snip off some of these lower branches so that they're a little bit more even. All right, that's a little better. I know they're not perfect, but it's still really nice. Okay, so I do have some Creeping Jenny that I want to come out the side. So if I have this one on one side and this one on the other side, I want to put Creeping Jenny coming out on this side and this side, so they kind of spill into the walkway a little bit. And Creeping Jenny acts as a perennial in my area. And in the past, when I did it, I've been able to divide it each year, which I love. So look forward to be able to dividing this next year. All right, next I'm going to tuck in some toothache plant that I grew from seed. Now, these have kind of been ravaged by insects. So I'm actually going to cut them back a little bit, so they're not going to be nearly as pretty now. But cut them back a little bit so that they can get some fresh new growth going. And I think being in an actual container will be extremely helpful for this one, for them. But then this will also allow them to bulk up. Now I grew these toothache plants from seed. They were really fun. They did not turn out the color I thought they were supposed to be. I thought they were supposed to be like this pink yellow tone, but they came out yellow, just only yellow. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to tuck in a little bit of Homestead Verbena, and just for a little bit of color. And this also does act like a perennial. And I would like for it to grow out and just like flow over the side of the basket or side of the container. So I also have drip lines run to the pots beside this. So, and I just currently have them capped off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off the end right there and go ahead and add on some emitters. And then now I can come in here with this and put the emitters around the base of the plant. Use a stake to hold that in. I'll do that on the other side too. Okay, I think those look way better than the kind of plastic whiskey barrel situation. The Eugenias, they're a little tilted, but I like them. They look sweet. And these containers are those containers I got from that big warehouse sale. And I got them for like $15 each. Really nice. Those look great. So the porch has really come together, all cleaned up, ready to go. Love my staging area over here with all the plants. Makes it way easier to come in here and pull anything, prep anything, care for things. I really like the view of the topiary from this side too. Those are fun. They look good. It's humid. All right, so it is late afternoon, like 5 o'clock, so you can see how much shade this gets in the afternoon. So like this area gets shade in the morning and they get sun in the afternoon, and vice versa on that side. So I'm really happy to have this put together. I'd been putting it off for a while. I don't like to clean up. Which is weird because I mean, I take good care of my house, but out in the garden, I just don't do it. Don't do it. So I need to be a little bit more diligent about it. But you know, who knows? Truthfully, as soon as I get going busy, I forget and I just pile everything up. So chances are that in 2 to 3 weeks, this porch will be all messy again and I'll have to clean it up again. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm really happy with these new containers. I think they look really good. And I hope you guys enjoy just watching me do a little bit of cleanup and organization. You know, a lot of us are in a position, where things are really expensive. And while I did go buy some plants for, these containers, it was really nice. I could have not done that and just did a general cleanup and organization for free on my back porch and made a huge difference. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a gardening project that you want to do, but you don't want to go spend all the money. Spend some time organizing all of your tools and plants and pots and containers and all that. That's going through there, seeing what you have. You might see something that inspires you for a new project. You might be able to put together some, different pots and ideas. Like even looking at all this, I'm going to be putting together some containers for each side of the porch, utilizing a lot of what I have, which is great. So there's a lot of options for that. So definitely consider that if you're trying to be on a budget, that you really want to do a project in the garden. All right, you all, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel. And make sure you check me out on my social media outlets, including Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.